So our 30 minutes have gone off, and for the final shape and proof phase, it's basically going to be a repeat of the process we just did. Here we have our dough ball. We have our lightly floured countertop. We got a little bit more flour there in the corner to use on our hands. And when we did the pre-shape, we had the orientation. What was on the surface of the counter became the top of the dough ball. So it's important that you keep that orientation. Whatever is going to be the top part of the dough should be consistent throughout both of these stages. So when you dumped it on the countertop first, we did our pre-shape, our 8 ways. We flipped it over, and now the top is on top, and that's where it's sitting right now. So when we come to do this final shape, we're going to follow that same idea. This right here is going to be the top. So we are going to flip the dough ball over, so now the top is on the bottom. That way when we do this final shaping, like the same method, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and flip back over, that same surface is there again on the top. And the point of doing successive shaping, a pre-shape and a final shape, is that each of these is going to build tension into the dough and help it maintain its shape as it proofs and then goes into the baking vessel. So now, as you can see, we're doing that same tightening, a little bit tighter this time than the first go around, but you want to be real careful at this point. You don't want to see any tearing coming around. So gently, but with a consistent kind of strength. So as it gets taut on the surface, you got a little bounce. One thing to notice is when you press down, it immediately comes back. That's important for observing, because after it's proofed, when you press in, that indentation is going to be a lot slower to come back and probably won't fill in 100%, maybe about 75%. So at this point, we're going to add the flour right back to the board. Excuse me, not the flour. We're going to use some cornmeal. Cornmeal, something grittier than the flour, is going to help it not stick too much to the board. And flour also can sometimes burn in whatever vessel you're using to bake in. So cornmeal is a little bit more of your preference. And we're going to gather the dough ball up, put it on our board, use a little bit of the flour over the top, and we're going to cover it again and then let it do its final proof. Now this will be anywhere between an hour to 2 hours depending on your ambient conditions. I've found that about an hour and a half to 2 hours normally is my perfect window. So I'm going to cover the ball with the bowl again, and I'm going to set it right here on the top side of the counter and set a timer for about an hour and a half, and then we're going to check it, see how much it's risen, and get ready to bake.